Hello everyone and welcome back to Starmade. This is Quantum Anomaly coming at you with another episode of WIP-Lash. I'm continuing to work on the TCS Razorthorn, and I was just about to make some sweeping changes, because I'm actually in the middle of the build right now, when I decided that, I might as well show off my mistakes as well, because that's part of the build process. And no build starts off perfect, no build ends perfect, that kind of thing. So I am actually inside of the inner compartment that will go off to the dock inside the Razorthorn. This is actually two pieces. I can go ahead and show this off here. I'm going to go in build mode. That'll be a little bit easier. All right. So there's actually this bottom plate, which is like a docking module with the docking adapter on it. And then there is, of course, the innards. Now, when I originally started working on this, I strayed from my original design. The original idea was just to have this portion here. I decided to move it back some more to get a little bit more room, take advantage more of the ship, and then, made this docking platform. But in doing so, I have a right side and would need to make a left side copy, which we talked about. Which, not too big of a deal. However, when I'm making components that, like all the stuff that goes inside of this, um, that's kind of a ridiculous amount of stuff to have to make both left-sided and right-sided. I would not be able to easily, that is, take, like, say, if I made this all into, like, crew quarters or something, I would have to make the whole thing without using, symmetry plane as an option for making the other, completely other ship. So, instead, what I'm doing is, as long as I make sure I don't run into my space station here, I'm going back to the original idea, which is what I should have done in the first place, and I will just be bump into everything here, flying haphazardly. I'll just be cleaning up and making it to where it can be symmetried. Whereas, basically what I mean by that is so that I can dock it upside down on the other side and still have it work. This is still going to cause me some problems for things like crew quarters and stuff like that. So I will have to be kind of careful when I design things to make sure I can make them either easily copy and pasted, so that I can invert them on the other part of the ship, or, or make them to where they can just be docked upside down and be okay. And wrong direction there. Because, yeah, I want to, basically, there's a couple of things that have come up because of this. So, just moving it a little bit closer here, so I can have a good idea what I'm doing. All right, so one of the other things that happened is that in chopping this section off to be the right width all the way across, so that way it's not, it doesn't have like a definitive right or left-hand hook on it, I ended up with an area that is not even symmetry, which means that all of the pieces that dock in here are going to have to basically have a right and a left docking adapter, and that's about as far as I want to go with the differences between these two pieces. Already getting a little bit frustrated with it, but no big build is without its frustrations. So I was just pulling this piece over here, getting ready to chop it all back, take off this piece, just dismantle a good chunk of the docking adapter, more than likely, to get it to fit over here, and extend the docking port back, since I lost some of this room, since it used to go further back over here, and I lost some length to the space that I had available so that I could keep this corner. I didn't want to have to completely redo the entire back of the ship because these wedges are a pain, and I just didn't want to mess with it. So I would rather add, 5 spaces to a docking port adapter. That's fine. However, I did get some other, on the bright side. Let's pop out of here and not get lost in our own little ship. And I just pop into a core here. I now have like 500 cores. I gave myself some cores last night, so hoorah. I'm in the wrong mode. I hate when I do that. controls feel all weird, but you feel like you're looking forward. Okay. And let's just go down here. We'll get into this build block. Go into build mode. All right. There's already a little bit of chugging. There's a fair bit of pieces moving all at once. Even though they're not, I'm so glad I did not make these all independent rails. If they were all independent rails, my system might just, slow to a halt at this point. So you can see I've got these pieces done on the other side now, and the pistons. And that was a huge nightmare to dock and get work properly and delete all the extra little blocks. Because I did not delete blocks in symmetry mode when I was just working on the one side. I wanted to make sure I did it right. And come to find out, I probably should have just deleted blocks in symmetry mode. That would have made my life a lot easier when I went to go dock this side in. But hey, the price you pay for progress, right? So, that is, pretty much all the work that I got done on this thing so far. Plans. Current plans. What do I want to do next? So, I want to get this shell piece done. For sure. And get it to where I can duplicate it and flip it over and stuff it in the other side. And wish that I could rotate the core later. So that way I could make it, match. So I could actually have a left and a right-handed piece, even though I don't want to make them left and right-handed. I'm going to do as much as I can to avoid that, but making it to where, even if it's just like systems, I don't have to worry about that, which of course the plan was originally basically just to stuff this thing full of systems anyway. So, but I am going to have to make some pieces, basically symmetrical between the two parts. Anywho, rambling. Plans are to get this insert piece finished and made to where I can slap it into the other side and get all of the locks and everything to work and pair up properly. And then, I don't know, I want to start working on some other part of the ship. I don't really know what I want to work on. I've got so much room, so much space to play around with, and I mean, this is just ridiculous, monstrous amounts of room to place way too much stuff in. So I might play around with that some. I'm trying not to be overwhelmed. I feel like I should have started back into my adventures with Starmade with something like maybe more frigate-sized, instead of, light carrier-sized. So, but, whatever. I've not ever actually finished a ship this size. The second closest that I had, never... Actually, the Rails update totally borked it, and it had so many docked entities to it, and did not use docking enhancers. I used the cheated dock build where you just had to have the one docking thing and could dock anything to it. And it had like 60 docked entities on it, which was just when Rails came out, I was like, nope, don't want to fix any of this. I can do better anyway. And then, yeah, everything, changed from there. Yeah, so I want to get this finished, but I'm not sure which part to attack next. I don't know if I should keep chugging away with just getting these pieces set up and then making the turrets and then doing all my finagling in there, or if I should try to do maybe some interior work or finish wedging the command pod or, start doing in some greebling on the outside. I don't even know. But I may switch around, do something else. Maybe I'll work on a little fighter for the inside. Maybe that'll satisfy my urge to make a smaller vessel. Anywho, this has been the Quantum Anomalies WIP-Lash update on the Razorthorn, and for everyone else out there, keep building.